Welcome back to Pause Forward. Today's topic is the mountain and the pebble. I am scared, simply scared of some things in life. Are you? Or are you the brave one all the time? If you are, let me give you the permission to take that mask off. Feeling the fear fully is such an important aspect of human life. Feeling the fear fully can be very liberating because you are not trying to hide it, nor are you pretending it does not exist. You are not trying to rename it to be something else that is easier to handle, nor are you covering it up with another way of expression like anger tantrums. Instead, you are simply feeling the fear in full. It takes courage to feel the fear in full. Sounds ironical, huh? But it does take a bit of bravery to feel the fear in full. The one big ask, then, is what to do about that fear. Knowing I'm scared is actually a simple task. But what can I do to go beyond that fear is the bigger ask. This sharing is about a few things you can do to go beyond that fear. Life is like a journey. Yes, the same old analogy. Boring. Yeah. Just stay with me, all right? Life is like a journey. It has many roads, many milestones, many potholes, many twists and turns. It's not always the road behind us that scares us. It's the road ahead of us. At least that's what we think. Hear me out carefully. It's not only the road ahead of us that we are scared of. It's often the road that we traveled to get here is a bigger source of fear. The failures and the mistakes from the past are like an echo chamber. Although this can be a great source of learning in many cases, oftentimes it works as a negative narrative that grips us with fear of reoccurrence. Gosh, will I mess this up again? What if this does not work out again? Alternatively, the successes we have created and the reputation we have built so far, although can be a source of confidence, on the flip side can confine us to a mold that we are scared to break away from. I have been successful all this while. I don't want to take a risk now that will get me to fail. I am reminded of the lines of Muhammad Ali. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wears you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. It's the pebble in our shoes that is constantly nagging and slowing our walk. How can we break free? What will you do to remove the pebble? Let's say you have a few pebbles and sand in your shoes. What will you do to remove the pebble? Simple, isn't it? You need to first remove the shoe that you are in. So step out of the shoe you are in. Look at the pebbles. Empty the shoe. Step back into the shoe and walk freely. Step out of the shoe you are in. This is an important aspect of growth. How can we look at life experiences without our own personal lived experience? If it was not you who was going through this experience, how would you have reacted? For example, Maya worked all her life hard, really hard, gave away many of her comforts and made sacrifices to bring up Theo. And when Theo grew up and argued with her, she was so heartbroken. Can Maya look at the incident of Theo arguing with her by standing out of her shoes? Will it make any difference? Will she gain the ability to see Theo is simply a teenager and is throwing up a teenage tantrum, and she does not have to be heartbroken? Instead, she can sit down and have a chat to hear him out. I know it's not easy, but it's possible. Stepping out of the shoe helps to gain a perspective that is not soaked in our lived reality, but carries a neutrality that opens the door wider. Look at the pebbles. These are our pebbles. They bother us when we walk, but we struggle to get them off our shoes as we are always busy walking, running, and have not taken the time to look into our own shoes. Pausing adequately is needed to become aware of the pebbles. their impact on our walk, and the pain that we experience. This awareness by in itself is a great place to be. Only when something is noticed and understood can it be transformed. This is how people with some deep pain transform that pain into great passion. People with a hard past transform that into a meaningful mission for their own lives and many others too. What pebbles are there in our shoes? And how do we notice them? Empty the shoes. Think about how you would empty the shoe. You would dust it against something. You would put your hand in and draw out the pebbles. Likewise, emptying our mental shoes requires ability to reach to the nook and corner of oneself. This is a road that leads nowhere but to ourselves. We are not trained to do this well. We are busy traveling everywhere outside, but not adequately inwards. When we travel inwards, we notice. When we notice, we can name it. When we name it, we can nail it. We notice, understand, and transform as a result of the shoe being emptied. Step back into the shoe and walk freely. Oh yeah, step back into the shoe and walk freely. But remember, your shoe will collect pebbles again. Begin small. As we live this life, remember to pause often. Step out of the shoe again. Notice the pebbles. Empty the shoe and step into the shoe and climb that mountain joyfully. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wears you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. It's not the road ahead of us that is scary. It's the road that we have traveled in and the pebbles that have gathered in our shoes that is bothering us, holding us back, creating the fear and the pain. Next time when you want to take a leap and try something new and your fear is holding you back, pause, take a breath, step out of your shoe and look into the pebbles you are carrying with you. Why are they there? What can you do to get rid of them? Sometimes noticing and naming them alone will be sufficient to nail them. Empty the shoe. Slip yourself in happily and go for that joyful walk over the mountain. An affirmation loop to reinforce the message. I am resourced adequately to pace and to pause along the way. When I am faced with an intense emotion, like a fear, I will pause, observe my body and mind and its working with no judgment and lots of self-love. I will not judge my pebbles. They have gathered as a result of how I processed my experiences. I will remove them gently and with compassion. I will not rush this process as I am guided by my inner compass and not by an outer clock. I will enjoy the walk because I am walking with a free mind and body. Be the joy. Thank you.